When the moon cried, her tears turned into a mirror, and in that reflection, a queen found her true story. A long time ago, in this quiet little kingdom tucked between silver mountains, there lived a queen named Seraphina. Folks called her the Moon Queen because her castle sat high on a marble hill that lit up every night under the moonlight. She had 2 daughters, Princess Elara and Princess Isolde. Elara, the older one, was crazy beautiful, eyes like sunrise, hair that shimmered like gold. Everyone adored her. Isolde, the younger one, was gentle and kind, always thinking, always caring. She didn't shine as bright on the outside, but her heart glowed from within. They were sisters, same blood, same mom, but totally different souls. Elara wanted to be seen. Isolde wanted to be understood. The queen loved them both, but people kept whispering, Elara's the chosen one. She's born for glory. And slowly, the queen started to believe it. Elara got praise, silks, and jewels. Isolde got lessons, patience, humility, kindness. Then one cold winter night, Queen Seraphina fell seriously sick. Her heart was giving up. Desperate, she called for the royal sorceress, Althea, this mysterious old woman who looked like she stepped straight out of moonlight. Your Majesty, said Althea, I can't fix your body, but I can give you truth, the kind that never fades. She lifted her hands, and from thin air appeared a mirror, glowing silver, wrapped in vines and tiny pearls. This, she said, is the mirror of the moon. It doesn't show what your eyes see. It shows what your soul hides. Whoever looks in it must face their truth. Beauty fades, but the heart's reflection stays. The queen asked softly, What should I do with it? At sunrise, said the sorceress, choose your heir. The mirror will reveal who deserves your crown, not by looks, but by spirit. And then, just like that, Althea vanished into mist. When morning came, word spread fast. The queen was about to name her heir. Elara went first. She stood tall in front of the mirror, confidence glowing off her. She smiled, but then her reflection flickered, cracked, and behind her beauty, she saw cold eyes and a frozen crown made of ice. What? No way, she gasped. That mirror's lying. She turned away, angry and hurt. Then came Isolde. She wore no jewels, just a plain dress. Her hair was loose. She didn't expect anything special. She looked into the mirror and saw herself surrounded by warm light. In her hands, she held a tiny golden bird, hurt but still alive. The mirror glowed softly, and a voice whispered, She who loves, restores. The queen watched with tears in her eyes. She knew then who the mirror had chosen. But Elara, filled with jealousy, ran from the hall. That night, while everyone slept, Elara snuck into her mother's chamber. The mirror stood by the window, glowing under the moon. If I can't be chosen, she whispered, then no one will. She wrapped the mirror in silk and ran to the cliffs. The wind howled around her as she threw it into the dark sea below. Lightning struck the waves, but instead of shattering, the mirror vanished beneath the storm. Moments later, the queen woke, calling her daughters' names, and then she was gone. The kingdom mourned for 7 days. When the storm cleared, everything had changed. Rivers ran gray, flowers wilted, and the beauty of the land slowly faded away. Isolde stayed in the castle, not as a queen, but as a caretaker. She helped the poor, mended what was broken, and prayed by the shore where the mirror had fallen. Elara disappeared into the northern woods, living among merchants and strangers. She kept searching for mirrors, hoping one would show her beauty again. But every reflection turned colder, duller, until she couldn't stand to see herself anymore. Years passed. One quiet evening, Isolde walked along the cliffs and found something half buried in the sand, a shard of silver glass. She picked it up, and moonlight spilled across its surface. Her reflection appeared, older, softer, and behind her she saw her mother smiling. Tears rolled down her cheeks. She whispered, "Mother, if love can fix what greed destroyed, show me how." The shard began to glow brighter, and suddenly the sea parted like it was breathing. Down in the depths, she saw the full mirror, cracked but still whole. Without hesitation, she stepped into the waves. The cold bit her skin, the tide tried to pull her under, but she kept going until she touched the mirror's frame. Then a voice echoed, "Would you give your reflection to save another's?" "Yes," she said softly, "even hers." The mirror blazed with light. Far away in the northern woods, Elara woke up, feeling warmth for the first time in years. Her hands shimmered. Every scar, every trace of envy began to fade. She looked into a nearby lake, and this time her reflection smiled back with kindness, not vanity. She understood what her sister had done. By dawn, Elara reached the shore. There, lying on the sand, was Isolde, weak but alive. Beside her stood the mirror, glowing whole again. Elara dropped to her knees. "Sister, I broke everything. I broke us." Isolde smiled faintly. "Then help me fix it." Together they carried the mirror back to the castle. When they set it in the grand hall, light poured out, spreading across the kingdom. Rivers turned blue again, flowers bloomed, and the people felt warmth and hope return. And there, inside the mirror, appeared the soft reflection of Queen Seraphina. "My daughters," she said, "one saw truth, and one learned it. You both have paid the price of pride and love. The crown belongs not to one, but to both. The mirror's light wrapped around them, forming two crowns of silver and moonstone, joined by a single glowing thread. From that day on, Elara and Isolde ruled together, one with grace, one with wisdom. They rebuilt their kingdom not with power, but with love. People called their reign the Age of Reflection. Over time, the mirror faded from sight, its purpose complete. But on clear nights, when moonlight touched the castle walls, the sisters could still see a faint reflection smiling back, a reminder that greed destroys, but love restores. Moral: even the brightest heart can lose its way to pride, but love, patient, selfless, and true, will always bring the light back. If this story touched your heart, hit subscribe for more magical fairy tales. And don't forget to explore my royal stories on the channel.